What's up, Ragin Nation? How y'all doing? This is Alex. You watching the Ragin Nation show. This is just a web series where we're talking about all things that matter to me in the world of movies. A lot of productions going on, a lot of sequels, remakes, reboots, adaptations. And the first news that I got to talk about is Fast and Furious 7. It's happening in a couple of days where they're going to be shooting it. And Lucas Black is coming back. You remember who Lucas Black is? Well, a lot of y'all probably don't remember because he didn't do a very good job as the main lead in Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, directed by Justin Lin. That's right, he was the main guy in Tokyo Drift, and he's returning. He's returning as being part of the franchise, joining an all-star cast along with Kurt Russell and Jason Statham and the original cast of the Fast and Furious franchise. And he will be back, and it's possible he might be coming back for 8 and 9, but 7 for sure. And that's pretty surprising because they're already working on 7, but they're thinking about 8 and 9 already, so the studios know that they have a definite winner on their hands, so they're going to keep the franchise going. Alright, moving on to other big news. Roland Emmerich, the director of big movies like Independence Day, 2012, Day After Tomorrow, well, he wants to make a reboot of his own movie, Stargate. Stargate is being rebooted by the director himself, Roland Emmerich, and he's planning to make a big movie, and he's going to divide it into 3 parts. Now, I don't know if he's planning to film it all in one shot and do it Lord of the Rings style where you just divide it in 3, or he's going to film all 3, one after another and then release them as they go along. But at the end of the day, this movie is being divided into 3. Alright, so there you have it. Kind of strange that he's directing his own, the reboot of his own movie. Anyways, well, at least we know that Stargate is going to live on and it's going to be a franchise with 3 movies. Okay, moving on to other Roland Emmerich news. He mentioned that he wanted to direct Independence Day 2 for 2016. Independence Day 2 is really happening. That is a fact. It's been in talks for a very long time. The first one, it came out in 1996 with Will Smith. Will Smith mentioned that he had no interest in returning back to Independence Day, a sequel. But after long talks and probably a whole lot of doing nothing, Will Smith is in negotiations to be back for Independence Day 2. And man, Will Smith is going to be a pretty expensive, he's going to take a pretty expensive actor's fee because, he's the biggest actor in Hollywood today. So I don't know what they're going to do. It's going to be a big budget movie, but who knows what's going to happen. So that's happening for summer of 2016. And Roland Emmerich has plans for a 3rd installment of Independence Day. He's getting kind of crazy here with the Independence Day and the Stargate, but he wants to make a 3rd one, but that's all dependent on how the script for the 2nd one is. So in 2 months, he's going to have a script out, and if it looks good and if the studio's approved, they're going to do a 3rd one. So that's probably for summer 2018, I'm just guessing, but Independence Day 2 will be here for summer 2016. Moving on to other Will Smith news, Bad Boys 3 is probably going to be happening. Jerry Bruckheimer is working on a script to get Bad Boys 3 off the ground. And if they're getting Bad Boys 3 off the ground with Jerry Bruckheimer involved, you definitely know that Michael Bay is going to be involved. I mean, it would be great to see Jerry Bruckheimer, Michael Bay, Will Smith, Martin Lawrence to be back. So no confirmation right now, but the fact is that Jerry Bruckheimer is working to make this happen. Speaking of Jerry Bruckheimer, another thing that's going on is that he's been chatting with Eddie Murphy because Eddie Murphy wants Jerry Bruckheimer to get Beverly Hills Cop 4 off the ground. As you already know, Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2 was a great success. Beverly Hills Cop 3, not so much because Jerry Bruckheimer wasn't even the producer and they totally watered it down. It didn't have the same charm that the first 2 have. Well, bring back Jerry Bruckheimer as the super producer and you're going to probably make Beverly Hills Cop 4 a real good movie. Action comedy, that's, the buddy cop action movie. The buddy cop action movie has always been a lot of fun to watch. So let's hope that happens. Now, speaking of Independence Day, a movie that's coming out on Independence Day, that would be July 1st, 2015, that would be Terminator 5. Terminator 5 has a date secured for July 1st. That would be Independence Day of 2015. Alan Taylor, the director of Thor: The Dark World, is directing, and it is not Terminator 5. It is Terminator, a reboot, and it is a standalone film. Has nothing to do with the original franchise, and it's not a sequel. It's a standalone film, possibly rebooting a brand new franchise. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. Are they planning to do like the Future War or tell the story of the Future War, Skynet and all that? Or if they're planning to reboot it entirely, whereas they're gonna start from the very beginning, where retell the James Cameron story. I don't know if they're gonna do that, but all I know is that it's a standalone movie. So that's what's happening. Speaking of the Thor: The Dark World and Marvel, another Marvel movie that's taking place or being planned for the future is the Sinister Six appearances for the Amazing Spider-Man series. What the hell is going on? Who's calling me? Hello. 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 冇人喺屋企，你打手提電話。Okay, bye bye. Okay, Sinister Six is planned to make an appearance for the future installments of the Amazing Spider-Man series, and that would be for the Amazing Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6. Really? I'm serious. It is happening. I'm not kidding. I just don't know when, but 3, 4, and 5 for sure. I don't know about 6, but they already have a planning of bringing in the Sinister Six in, and man, that's gonna just be crazy. Okay, speaking of Marvel, Channing Tatum actually expressed his interest in being part of the X-Men universe, and that's gonna be pretty crazy. I cannot picture. I've never actually thought of Channing Tatum as a superhero. I mean, he did his fair share in G.I. Joe, the G.I. Joe movies, Retaliation and Rise of Cobra. So in some ways, he's kind of a superhero, but I never see him as like a mutant or having like superhuman abilities. But apparently he wants to play Gambit. And I thought that was a great choice because I could totally see him playing Gambit. I just couldn't see him playing any other character. But Gambit seems to be a pretty good choice. I think if I were to put him in any other character, maybe Human Torch, but I think Josh Trank already has his cast lined up. It's going to be a bunch of smaller actors for Fantastic Four. But anyways, I'm going off topic. Channing Tatum expressed interest in being a mutant in the X-Men franchise, and he wants to play Gambit. So I can totally see that happening. Hopefully it happens. And there you have it. The last little bit of news that I have for you is about a big movie, and that would be Star Wars. Not about Star Wars Episode 7, but the Star Wars spin-off movies, which are actually happening, and that could be as early as 2016. As you already know, Star Wars Episode 7 is coming out in 2015. Well, a spin-off movie is coming out in 2016. Now, this is going to be entirely different. It has nothing to do with the current script that's being written for Star Wars Episode 7. So what that means is that simultaneously a bunch of other writers can be writing the script for these spin-off movies, and they don't have to tie in at all. They just want to keep on taking the franchise or Disney wants to take the franchise to a whole other level or a whole other dimension or a whole other galaxy or universe, just so that they can make more money and pump up more money, like double the money with, the creative efforts. So that's what's going to happen, and it's most likely going to be about the adventures of Han Solo or the origins of Yoda. So that's going to be pretty interesting. I'm actually, if I had to choose between the two, I think a part of me is leaning towards wanting to see the Han Solo adventures, because I know that'll be really exciting. But another part of me wants to see the origins of Yoda, to see what he's all about and where he came from. So 2016 of summer, that's gonna be pretty exciting. Now, I talked a lot about movies, all kinds of movies, Fast and Furious 7, a Stargate reboot, Independence Day 2 and 3, Terminator Reboot, Beverly Hills Cop 4, Bad Boys 3, Amazing Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6, and the Star Wars spin-off. And I just want to know, which one out of all these movies are you looking forward to? And between the two movies, the Han Solo Adventures or the Origins of Yoda, which of the two would you like to watch? Let me know in the comment section below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, the Ragin Nation. I'll follow me on Twitter. My name is Alex. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. In front of Pacific Rim. Well, let me tell you something. Fast and Furious 6 had me entertained from beginning to end. Okay, like just non-stop. There was great amount